welcome to another episode of Hunt Fish Ride. Today is something a little bit different. Today we are going to show you my filthy garage. No. Today we've got the Enfield packed up. So what I'm going to do today is take the Himalayan, believe it or not. I've got 3 fishing poles, 2 tackle boxes, some lunch, of course some water, miscellaneous tools for the unexpected. Of course the camera case just full of goodies there. What I'm going to do is hit as many lakes as I can. I'm going to take some underwater footage, I'm going to do a little bit of fishing, maybe some drone stuff. Just something a little bit different, a little fun. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff packed in the bike. You may not believe it. I can show you when I get out to 1 or 2 of the lakes so you can see what's going on. But I'm hoping to have just a different, fun day. So we'll catch you out there. We are coming up to Pelican Lake, which is going to be one of my first stops at a different location. It's a pretty good sized lake. Well, by small lake standards, if that makes any sense. It's got a little bunch of different little arms and bays. It is a duck hunting lake. A fishing lake. There are crappie, northern, I believe bluegill, bass. Oh, that was quite the bug that just smacked the piss out of me. Here we are, Pelican Lake. It looks like we've got some bluegill hiding under the dock and some fry here and there, but no lake monsters. These guys aren't quite big enough to hang around and fish for. I wanted to get off to another couple of lakes by lunchtime, sit there at kind of a park area, have a little bit of lunch. So time to take off and head towards the next set of lakes. This next lake we're heading to is Eagle Lake. According to Google, the state of Minnesota has 11 Eagle Lakes. That number seems a little low to me. As I mentioned earlier, today's little adventure is pretty much just about that. It's a fun adventure, and I'm going to lakes that are somewhat close to home, that have good, scenic back road routes to get to them. If today's goal would have been to get out and find as many docks that I could catch fish off of, I probably just would have headed east to the West Metro, out to Lake Minnetonka, and hit every public dock that I could find. Now that may have been fun because there's a lot of big bluegill, bass, and other fish to be caught off the docks, but you've also got a lot of boat traffic and dock traffic, so I'd rather stick to the countryside. But if that's something you guys would like to see, go ahead and leave it in the comments and we'll see what we can do. There's Eagle Lake. Welcome to Eagle Lake. All right, so lunch today is venison sticks, mixed nuts, and for dessert, peanut butter chocolate chip granola bar mixed in there with those nuts. The dock doesn't look very productive for fishing. I might still give it just a little try. And the water's got quite a bit of green algae in it. I guess doesn't hurt to try. All right, welcome to Lake Maria, or Maria, M-A-R-I-A State Park. I am at the dock and boat launch. Try a little fishing. And earlier, I said maybe I'd show you how I got all this stuff packed up. I try to do this with one hand. All this stuff packed up on the bike. I gotta remember to put my mirror back after setting that there. Okay, so let's move that. Take off all the camera crap. So and this one, we've got the water, the frozen water, tackle box. Got some extra like safety stuff in there, so safety stuff and tie down, and of course the wallet. So don't laugh at my fishing poles. So here's the first fishing pole. I actually got this at a garage sale some years ago. I thought it would be the perfect little travel companion for tiny little bluegill, whatever else. I got my plastics and whatever bait's in there. And on this side is where I have the, we'll call them adult collapsible rods. This one, this particular rod and reel combo is probably, I'm going to say 50 to 60 years old. It's actually pretty nice. It's Daiwa 7270A. It's an oldie but a goodie. It was my dad's. Then we have another telescoping rod that I bought at the same garage sale that I bought that little kitty telescoping rod. It's a Cabela's rod. Pretty nice little setup. So that fits in there. And then, of course, we have the Rapala selection and a few mimic minnows. And underneath, I've got tire pump. There's my snacks, which I'm gonna have some more of. Put this back for now. And just chill for a little bit. So that's how I get so much crap packed in here. thinks she's used to cars but doesn't know what to make of the bike. So as I said earlier, the mic on the GoPro is gone. We're just arriving at the next destination, which is Bertram Lake. Ida Lake, home of northern pike, largemouth bass, and bluegill. Here we are at Ida Lake. This is another great spot for an afternoon of pan fishing. I was going after largemouth bass and northern pike, but the bluegill and sunnies are here if you're looking for a lazy afternoon of dock fishing. Alright, well, packing up, or got packed up, and on to the next lake. I think this one is going to be Phoebe. So from here it's probably 25 miles, but it's a nice ride. Well, I should have known this time of the afternoon that this lake would be super busy. There was already a young gentleman fishing off the dock. Water clarity was about 2 inches, and there was constant boat traffic. Boats using the launch going in and coming out. So I elected to have a little liquid refreshment and head to the next lake, which is only about 2 miles away. Welcome to Lake Charlotte. This lake is kind of known for being a nice, clear lake. People actually like to scuba dive here once in a while. So I thought I'd stop by here as either the last or the second to last place that I stopped on the ride today. stopping up here. I don't like being by all this traffic. So, got one or two more spots that I'm going to stop at. It's a beautiful night to be out, so may as well take advantage of it. Well, we made it to the Deer Creek Bridge, or Deer Lake Bridge, sorry. And it is loaded with people. Well guys, the sun is getting low and it's time for me to head for home. Thanks for coming along on my adventure today. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It'll let you know when new content is coming out and it'll help me to grow the channel. Thanks again and catch you on the next one.